Alright guys, welcome back to another Warframe video. So, in the last video we did 3 back-to-back story missions, 2 that were quick and short, part of the Prelude to War. I think it was Era and the Maker was kind of Chapter 2, Chapter 3. And then, because we couldn't start the new war yet, or the old war, I forget the name of it. I guess it's the new war, because it's telling me up top. We swapped over, and we also did the Warframe quest, the Limbo Theorem. So that was the last video, and that was to break up kind of grinding over in Deimos. We've had quite a few things going on at once. So notably is, I think the last frame I had crafting was Chroma. Is that, yep, Chroma. The last 2 parts I hadn't made yet were done. So let's pop back over and see if we can outright craft Chroma. No, I still need to make the Neuroptics. I didn't realize I was missing the Neuroptics for Chroma. Not sure where I picked up those parts. I don't honestly recall. So I'll have to poke around. But regardless, I am 1 part short. So I'm not fooling with that. We're not doing a first impression of a frame today, which is totally fine. But before I came back over here to start my recording, I ran over to Deimos to see if I had enough that I could upgrade my Entrati standing, and I did. And I kind of messed up because I forgot about the cutscenes. So the cutscene where son is named Kermeros by his mother, that I did not get captured. Probably not a big deal. I'm sure you all have seen it, but that's the thing that happened. Been having fun with Titania. I'm going to stick with her for the day, but I am going to swap off of the Zorus, even though it is obviously quite good. I had a daily affinity booster, so I'm going to pop onto this new melee weapon, Zenistar. I don't know anything about it. I don't remember where I got it. I feel like I got it from doing something in Deimos, but it looks pretty awesome. So we're just going to take a quick peek at it. See how we might want to get this set up. Let me jump to the stance first. I do have one for Blade. Yeah, that's the wrong polarity. I can see that, but I'm not that worried about it. Let's bump that 1, 2, 3. Yes, I am sure. Okay. And that leaves us 26 points. Okay, let's just take a quick peek here. It's got intrinsic heat. It's got not horrible slash in the background. So we know we can pair some other stuff on top of it. So we will do that. But first things first, it is a melee. So let me get, gosh, what's the name of it? Pressure point. We will get that on nice and early here. And then I see it looks like there's some other new weird ones down here that I've picked up. So I haven't yet decided how I want to build this. I want to look at the stats, but obviously I'm starting with pressure point for the melee bump. So it's got really nice damage on its heavy attacks. Not horrible on the slam either. It doesn't look pretty kind of spec'd for crit. Not that you couldn't put points in it for such, but it does have a pretty good status proc chance. So why don't we just take a minute and look at this. That's crit chance. Nope, I don't want to mess with that. We've already got slash, but that also adds plus 50 to status chance. So let's just start there. See what that bumps the status to 45. That obviously throws more points into slash, but heat still outranks it, so that should get priority. That leaves us with 13 points. We could go, wonder if I can get, you know what, I'll probably have to take a base level since I only have 13 points left. That will make gas. What if I take, where is cold? See, shocking north wind. Do I have a low level north wind? What happens if I do that? That will swap it to viral, but it'll also let me keep the heat on there as well. So that's probably where I'm going to leave this for now. We've got some base melee damage. We've got higher status chance. And then we've got viral in tandem with heat. And as we get this ranked up, we're going to get a fair bit more points in there. So that's going to be our starting point for the Zenistar. I'm going to leave on the Epitaph and the Exceltra. I'm not going to mess with anything else here. I'm just going to do a quick cut. I'm going to customize the look of this weapon, and then we will get back, and we're probably going to head straight over to Deimos, but I'll just do this first. All right, guys. We've got the Zenistar customized there a bit, so... nothing to mess with chroma. I'm just going to take a quick peek at the Nightwave before I head out to see if there's anything I'm close on. It's got 3 days, just complete some missions. Okay, so now we're going to head over to the Necrolisk again, and we're going to take a peek to see what's required for this next level up. I'll just say calm. We're going to do a little bit more work over here. Entrati standing. Okay, yep. Working towards associate. Requires the following. Okay, I've got the Sun token and the Father token side. 2 mutagens. I think that's the stuff that Sun sells for the animals. Arioli and Zerum. One's purple, one's blue. Arioli and Zerum. Okay. Let's just go visit. Where is Sun in relation to me? Back here? Yeah. Arioli and Zerum.
I have the honor
where's?
Of
yes.
a little taste of freedom. Whatever you're doing out there, Tenno, keep at it.
Arioli, I have the parts I need. Sans the tubercular gill system. Okay, and Zarum right next to it. Same thing. I've got the parts I need for that. I just need this tubercular gill system. So I guess I'm going to have to go fishing again. And I just noticed that when you get the affinity up, they give you your pick of a reward. I picked this duplex bond, and I see that it's in there. It kind of makes me wonder if all the things are just kind of freebies you otherwise would have to buy. Looks like we've unlocked quite a bit of other stuff in here. Helminth segment. Is that another foundry thing? Power the Helminth in your orbiter. Unlock the transfer of new abilities to your Warframes. New abilities? Well, yeah, we're going to want that. Purple Velocipod tag. Okay, so let's focus on the first thing. What's a Velocipod? Do I have the ability to hunt those down yet? Vulpaphala, Cryptolex, Predacite, Avicea. I don't see it, so maybe it's something that pops up in the list down the line. So we're going to remember that we want to come back to play to see if we can add a new segment somewhere from the Foundry, I'm assuming. But we want to be focusing on these two for the next rank up. So I don't know how long it'll take to grind. I've obviously found some kind of fish here that drops that part when you cut them up. So it's just a question of which one. What is Cryptolex? I don't know if that is a type of fish. I think the fish are their own separate thing. I mean, maybe I'm completely wrong about that. I don't think they function the same as the other animals. Maybe there's something else in here that I could figure that out just looking at.
As you wish.
Want to look at this one more time. Tubercular gill system. Why was I talking about Cryptolex? Oh, because I happened to see it. And Velocipod was the other thing for that.
Venture out there and bring something exotic in here. Excellent.
Okay, so I guess we're going to do a little fishing. I have no clue what fish drops that part. What was the specific one called again? Tubercular gill system.
See you around.
Okay, so we're just going to head out and see if we have any luck. I mean, I don't know what fish drop these. I've obviously found some somewhere. My guess would be it's going to be in like one of the side of the mountain areas, since I've cut a bunch of the fish that spawn all over the place. So I guess what I'll do, let's just open the map and see what I see. Yeah, it's kind of tough. I mean, there's all the waterways, so I guess I kind of need to fly within like one of the valleys. I don't know if these lead through. Like maybe this area over here-ish? I'm gonna just try to fly over that way and see what I see. No, it's not gonna be that. Alright, let me just unmark that. I kind of flew into it as I was following the river downstream. It was in a pretty deep valley somewhere on this map. There was a hole in the side of one of the mountains, and I just kind of popped in and flew in, and there was a water source underneath it. It wasn't dissimilar to an area like this, but it was completely inside the side of the mountain. So I guess I'll just keep following this channel. Ah, maybe something like this. Yeah, this is completely enclosed. So I just got to find like a watery looking area. What is the spear for this area? I legitimately don't remember. I think it's this one. I think it's Sparry. Chimeros, that's one that I have found many times all over the place. How do you miss that? I mean, it's moving so slowly. How do you even miss that? I don't think this is the right fish. Oh, actually, hang on one second. Phos residue, Vom residue. Let me back out of that. Hold for more actions. What is B? That's a luminous dye. So it's spear, dye, fallen from the used to attract chondrocord and duroid, used to attract glutinox, ostemere, and vitriospina. Okay, so is this fish bait? Let's just throw some fish bait in and see what happens. Throw some in there, and then we'll see if any fish appear. I guess they could theoretically appear above or below. What is that? I think that might be one of the different ones. I don't remember that name. Okay. So far we're getting I mean maybe I've picked up one of those fish before, but I feel like these are all different ones than I've ever had by throwing in that bait. I'm assuming that this is bait. It appears to function like bait. I guess there's just different baits for different areas. So let's just keep fishing these, and then once that bait disappears or it seems to stop spawning these fish, we'll go back and we'll cut them, and we'll see if any of those gill parts we're looking for drop from this. So we either got it right or we have to take two. Maybe it could be the other bait. I don't know. Maybe I was way off by heading inside. It could be outside. I mean, I did discover when I was fishing in the Orb Vallis that different fish spawn from the same bait depending on which pool of water you were in. I don't know if the Deimos fish work the same way. I mean, it kind of stands to reason that they would. but I'm hesitant to leave this area that I cleared out because I'm at least actually able to get some fish here without being attacked by enemies and having it make the spear miss my target. So we're just going to take a minute. I'll cut after I'm done gathering my fish. We'll head back in and we'll see what's up. Okay, that popped. That disappeared. Sometimes they'll throw you one more. That's another Chimeros. Again, that's one that I've... And then it's just going to leave. Okay, that's fine. Well, there's one more. Can I grab that one? Maybe the bait doesn't fully disappear. Maybe it just... The visual cue of it disappears. What knocks... It's another one I've only grabbed one or two. I don't know how it always misses. I mean, look how slowly they're swimming. Maybe I need a better spear. I know that there was an upgraded spear. I almost chose that as the reward, but the companion mod looked pretty good, so I grabbed that instead. I am not seeing any more of those different fish than I found before spawning. Not saying that they couldn't still appear, but let's just, for the sake of testing this theory, in case I'm wasting my time, let's just, oh, I don't even need to do that. I can just fast travel this way. Fast travel back to the Necrolysk. We'll go visit daughter, Kaylee, I think is how she pronounces her name. Let's see how many of each of these fish we ended up with. A small glutinox, a medium glutinox, a bunch of Chimeros, Lapotricids. Quite a lot of those, actually, surprisingly. I didn't think I grabbed as many of those. That's okay. That'll give us a decent point for checking our theory. Where are you, sister? Daughter. Whatever her name is. Kaylee. Let's just see what happens. Cut some fish, Kaylee.
Be careful with the first incision. One clumsy moment can wreck everything.
Okay, so if my theory about the inside, the map with those fish I've never seen before holds true, it definitely didn't drop any of the parts I need for cutting those up. So maybe we go back and we'll try a different bait, and then if not, we'll move on to a different body of water. That's the only thing I know to do here, guys. Just trial and error. But we need quite a bit more of these gills, which I've picked up from somewhere. I wonder if they drop from completing necromech vaults. I don't know if that's a thing that can happen or not. I haven't really scrutinized the entire loot list at the end of running those, but it's possible. Because I have noticed some materials drop. If they consider fish parts materials, which I guess for all intents and purposes they are, maybe that would be the way to do this. Where's another inside? Gosh, this might be the same place I just was. Which, if so, it's frankly totally fine. Yeah, this is literally where I just was. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this stuff first. I do not want...
Your kind enjoy bathing in spilled ichor and viscera, but I specifically asked for the life form to be sedated.
I don't know what he's going on about. I'm just trying to clear the area out so I can go fishing. Okay. It appears to be at least reasonably safe now. So let's pull out the spear again, swap to the correct spear, and then we'll try the other bait. I think I had the blue one on last time. Let me look at this. Yep. So now let's try phos residue, I guess. And there's already one of the lobstrids. What's it called? A Labotricid? Labotricid. Gosh, I can read it up there. I really need new glasses. When it's just so small, it's really hard for me to read this stuff. Just blurs together. Alright, so that was Chimeros again. It's starting to look like maybe this is not the right fishing hole. Well, we'll just roll with it. And so far, there's only one new type of fish that I found in here. It's possible that the part I'm looking for drops from that fish. Again, I don't think I've done quite enough of this to have a really good sense of what does or doesn't. It could throw a lot of the same parts. It could be random RNG. Could be guaranteed drops from specific fish. I could be fishing in the wrong place. I could be using the wrong bait. Maybe it doesn't require bait. I have no idea. All I know is that so far, underneath, this might have been the very first place I was when I first found different fish that weren't just the Kyramos and something else. But this is all throwing up a lot of the same fish. So I'm going to head back. I'm going to test the theory again. We'll see if after cutting up the new flagella, something or other, if it drops one of these parts we're looking for. That's all we're doing. I'm just trying to see if I can get this to drop.
I'll let you get on with it. I'd appreciate being allowed to watch.
Nope, none of those. All right.
You know where to find me.
So, actually, makes me wonder. Kaylee, do you have any other... Do you sell
I do know,
other baits?
you know,
Does
what
she
they
even
look
sell?
like,
Processed
I always
phos
did.
residue.
but you didn't hesitate, did you, to help us?
I wonder if it requires this processed version. I mean, I have not seen Aquapulmo. I've only gotten one flagellacanth, and I don't think that I have seen Mixostomata at all. I could be wrong about some of this. And she also sells the spear. That's 5,000. That's 400. That's 300. Why don't we trade in some more tokens with Grandmother and get a bit more standing? Oh, gosh, where is Grandmother? Kind of around the corner from Mother. Is it here? Yes.
Let's you and I have a chinwag.
Let's go 20.
Oh, magnificent.
That gives me 2,000. Okay.
Shall we?
Gonna go with like 75. That maybe will let me get a better spear plus some bait. Actually, let's go 85. I don't think that's gonna make me hit my daily standing cap. Nope. All right.
What else I can unearth for you.
Let's go back and talk with Kaylee again. The fastest way. Let's browse her wares.
You understand, don't you? The feeling of splitting.
I'll determine how many I grab after I check out this spear. Okay, that's 5,000. I would like that better spear.
Acetone, liver, and corrosion.
That leaves us with what, 5,500? Okay, let's purchase. Maybe 6 of each. Requires friend. So I can't buy the one for the mix. What's it called again? Mixostomata. It's the Flagellacanth, the Aquapulmo. I've gotten Flagellacanth, but I haven't gotten Aquapulmo. So maybe this will come in handy. I can't buy that yet. So let's just try. Let's just head out. Let's try another one of these baits. I might see if I can find that exact same fishing spot one more time, just to keep it consistent. And then we'll move on to a different fishing spot. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to test the theory. And I'll have plenty of cuts while I'm doing this. I know it's probably not that entertaining to watch me trial and error hunting down different fishing spots with different baits. But I was just trying to get a little work done towards that next standing because I'll have to get these parts in order to move forward with it. So, all right, let's hold down for our bait. Yep, now we have different ones. We've got this processed Foss. Let's throw that in and let's see what happens. I need whatever these are. I found one or two of these before in here before. I don't know if that bait is why those just popped out or if these sometimes spawn in here without bait. But it makes me wonder if that's where I got those parts before. Moment of truth.
Appreciate being allowed to watch.
Nope.
However,
none of those. Okay.
excellent
So
job.
it could be RNG.
Hardly any
It could
mess.
be that
See
maybe
you
I need
soon?
that other bait that I can't purchase yet because I don't have the right rank with them, which would almost be a double-edged sword. Because if you can't buy the bait you need without being ranked up, you can't rank up without getting a part from a fish that you're trying to use the bait that you think that you might need. Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so I'm just going to cut. I'm going to continue fishing in the background a bit. And we're going to try basically the same trial and error method, but in some different locations to try to see and rule out if it's location specific, if it's bait specific. That's all we're trying to pinpoint now. So I'll cut. We'll come back in, and once I get some parts, I'll let you know where it was I got them. All right, guys, so we had a little bit of luck. I just got done with a different place, and it had a bunch of different fish that I had not seen, but a handful of. So there's quite a bit of this Barbasteo, quite a bit of the Amniophysi, which this was one I had to farm for... I don't remember what it was. Amniophysi, it might have been for wax and sebum, something, I don't recall. And then there's this other Vitrospina that I've only found a few of. So when I just selected cut option, I just came back from fishing. I saw that it's saying, hey, there's some tubercular gill systems. So I don't know which of the fish dropped those, but it's definitely one of them. And yeah, there's some wax and sebum. So that was the thing that I used like 7 platinum to buy when I was first going for. So I don't know exactly what the trick was to those other than I don't think I was fishing in the same type of place that I had been looking before. So I caught when I was back here before and I was trying to go out the door. Actually, yeah, let's just take a peek at it. Let's go out the door. Right as soon as you exit, there is a fast travel point. And I was using that to move across the map, and I caught that there are these cave icons on there. And I went to, it might have been here, over here. I think it was about there at the Catabolic Gutter, because there's a lot of them clustered in the same area. Sure enough, yeah, I had been going into the side of the mountain, but I don't think where I was fishing before was technically a cave. So I think maybe you have to use an actual cave to get to them, or it might have been this entrance over here. Yeah, because I fast traveled. Yeah, it was there. I went in this cave entrance. So clearly I'm going to need more parts, but I went into the cave entrance right over by that fast travel station, and then it was like a proper cave. Up the side of the mountain. Yep, this entrance right here. And then I was fishing at this little pond right here. And when I first dropped in, as soon as I swapped over to a spear, it already started out having a bunch of fish that just naturally spawn, like Amniophysi. I had quite a few of those. Maybe that's the fish that I needed. That at least spawns sebum deposits. And I did use different bait while I was over here. Barbasteo. So there were a few fish that were spawning here to start. Amniophysi and Barbasteo. And then there was some that only popped up. I think there was 1 or 2 different fish that only popped up after I put in a bait. Actually, it was Vitrospina. So maybe you don't have to bait here. Maybe they just pop up if you're in a cave. So I'm going to just test this theory again. I guess I could use this exact same spot, or I could move to a slightly different... Like there's a big body of water down here, which I hadn't tried fishing at prior. So, you know what? Just to continue kind of testing, there's more Barbasteo. I can just grab that. I guess it doesn't matter how big the fishing hole is. Fish spawn. So, if it's Amniophysi or Barbasteo that drop them, we're already on the right path. All right, guys, so I have done a fair bit of fishing, and I'm just coming back in to check stock. I also ran some bounties in the background just to get some more mother tokens. I did a Necromech. I'm still waiting on the capsule piece to drop, but, you know, it'll drop eventually. And I did do one of the endless ones that I ran for about, I don't know, maybe it was about an hour. We did quite a few runs, but I'm just coming back to double check again precisely what it was I needed. All right, the Zarim, so it's the parts for the Zarim from Sun. That's the question. All right, so Sun is over back here. Double check what he needs. Oh, that's right. Okay, so it's more of the gill systems. I just need... Okay, so I just need to fish just a little bit more. We need 12 more. Again, I'm not going to show that. I was just coming back in here to check status. But the other thing I was thinking of, obviously, we're going to need mother tokens for our daily standing upgrade. So I needed to have some to cash in as well. So aside from, you know, just having the parts here, we're running up to needing 70,000. So we're going to have to do quite a bit more bounty grinding as well. So I think what I'm going to do, I am going to finish up grabbing the fish parts for the day so that I can get what I need to craft that Zarim. And then we will just come take stock with mother and grandmother again to kind of estimate roughly how many tokens we're going to need. I'm guessing it's about 700. I think they give you 100 per token. Maybe it's 10. I forget. And we need 70,000 rep. So that would be 700 tokens if it's 100 a pop, obviously. So yeah, we'll probably have to do some bounty grinding. In fact, actually, while I'm standing here, I'm just going to check in with grandmother real quick just to see how many tokens I actually have. 335. So if it's 700 indeed, and I've already got 6,700 rep in the bank, so maybe 350-ish, somewhere in that range, is probably what we're going to need. So we're definitely going to have to do a little bit of bounty grinding. But first things first, we're going to need to resume fishing to get those gill parts. So I'll get that done in the background, and it'll be obviously a few more cycles before we can wrap this up. But this at least gives us enough to go on. Once I get the wrap up done, we'll check and see what the next step is. So in lieu of going all over the place and going all over the map, I am just going to return back to the orbiter, and we are going to wrap up there today. This could end up being one of the absolute shortest videos I've done. I don't honestly, I mean, it was just setting up and doing all this prep and stuff in the background that I needed to do to get the next steps. I still have a little bit more work I've got to do in the background. Just making sure I had nothing to pick up. I do not. Getting this prep work done in the background. We know we're going to have to bounty grind, so I'm probably just going to focus on the Necromech bounties since I still need that Void Rig capsule to drop. That's the only one of these that I'm missing. Then, of course, it's just getting these parts. Most of this, it seems like, is just going to be done by spending some time mining with a few that are related to, I presume, cutting up specific fish, just based on what it says. The Myxostomata, I know for a fact that's a fish. Biotic filter, that's, yeah. So we're just going to have to spend time doing it, guys. But it's getting us close. One, it's going to get us the Void Rig. And two, I don't think I've hit max standing with anybody yet. So this is all part and parcel to my trying to see if it unlocks, you know, the ability to do some other quests, because it tells me that there are 5 left I've yet to do in Deimos, and then 5 in Zaramon that I'm sure I will figure that out down the line. And again, this is just theory testing. It could be related to some regular story mission that's up in the Codex I've yet to do. I don't know. But anyway, that is where we are, guys. So I still have a fair bit of grinding to do. As of the time that I am recording this video, I am just days away from moving states. So it's whatever I have pre-recorded. So I'll have to play catch up in my video editing once I get moved and get the lay of the land. But regardless, guys, that is going to do it for today. Probably relatively short and sweet. We know exactly what it is we're working towards. It's just going to take a little time in the saddle. Regardless, guys, as always, I do appreciate you checking in, and we will catch you on the next one.